Hi, my name is Kara Blanchard, and I'm here to talk to you about life. Every day, there's a little Easter egg that gives you some sort of lesson about life, and we don't always catch them. But there are certain days where that Easter egg is as big as a house, and you can't miss it, and that's what happened to me. So I'm going to share with you an experience in which I learned a very good lesson, and it won't ever happen again, and nor did it. But there's some key things that you need to know about this lesson. For starters, dog kennels are important, and that you should use them if you're not a very good dog trainer, because I'm not. Second of all, if you are going to invest in a Tempur-Pedic pillow, you need to guard it with your life because they are very expensive, and I've had to buy 2. And the third lesson would be, if you're not sure about something and your gut says, this may not turn out right, don't do it. Don't do it. So, here's my story. There's a little bit of backstory that you need to know, and that is, in 2010, I adopted a little bitty American Bulldog Boxer mix, and her name was Lily, and she weighed, 4 pounds, and she was just this little bitty ball of love. And I loved her with everything that I have. And I still do. I still have her to this day. She's so cute. And I remember the first night that I had her, she wasn't used to being away from her pack. And she just cried and cried into the night. And I finally gave in and put her in bed with me, which ultimately ended up being a mistake years down the road. But I remember waking up in the morning and looking over, and she's literally beside my pillow, flat on her back, all 4 legs straight up in the air. She looked like a dead cockroach. But I was just in love with her, and she was my first child. So, fast forward about 9 months. She's about 9 months old when this happened, and I lived in a condo. I worked at a job where I worked 12-hour shifts, and I worked from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and during those times, she was in her kennel, and I had a rather large kennel at the time as for a large dog because I knew she was going to eventually grow into it. So she was okay in it. People often would get on to me for keeping her in a space for 12 hours, but really she did fine. Well, I had a friend that needed a kennel desperately for just a 24-hour period, and she asked if that she could use Lily's, and I let her take it. I was like, Lily's 9 months old now. My dad had been harping at me that I should allow her more time out of her kennel and start to wean her out of it and get her used to not destroying everything of mine that I wasn't supervising at the time. So my friend, was in a bind, and I said, that's fine. Go ahead and take Lily's kennel, and I'll confine her into my bedroom for the night that I'm at work. Now, during the day, she would be in my room with me loose and did fine, so I figured this wouldn't be any different at night. So I gave my friend the kennel, and then, it's 2 hours before work, and I'm standing in my bedroom, and I'm like, okay, if I was a dog, what would I eat? And I literally stripped the entire room of anything that she could really eat. I mean, everything off the nightstand was gone. Everything off the floor was gone. It was literally a bed, a recliner, my dresser, which I put stuff on top. I thought if she can get on the dresser, we've got bigger problems. And then I had another little armchair and a nightstand. I mean, it was pretty basic. And I kept the bathroom door. I had a bathroom in my bedroom at the time. I kept that door shut. And then I brought in her entire toy box. Yes, she has a toy box. I brought the entire toy box in and just littered my room with her toys. I was like, she'll have a ball playing with her toys all night, confined to my small bedroom. This will work out. It'll be fine. It's just one night. It's only 12 hours. And then when I left, she was laying on the end of my bed, just sound asleep. I went over and kissed her on her little nose and told her I'd be back in 12 hours. And then I went to work. And I do remember sitting at work that night and thinking, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder what she's getting into. I hope she's having fun. I hope maybe this will be a starting point to getting her out of the kennel to where she could have free range of the house. I didn't really know. So 12 hours goes by. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Literally, the condo's 2 miles from the hospital, and so I'm home at 6:15. So I pull in the garage, garage and I come in the house and I can hear my little baby just like, Mommy's home, and doing her big dance. So I go to open up the bedroom door and I immediately meet resistance. Not a lot, but more resistance than I was used to. And I remember thinking, what? But I just kind of pushed through it. I don't know. And here comes this little nose. As soon as I get the door cracked, you know, it's only cracked this far. There's this little nose and paws, and she's going crazy. And she's like, oh my. And she's doing this dance. And she's literally smiling. If my dog could smile, it was at that point she was smiling. And she's so excited. And she's also kind of proud. And I remember opening up the door and looking at my room and thinking, nothing. I couldn't think at all. In all honesty, I couldn't do anything but laugh hysterically. And I was taken aback by this scene. There was one thing that I didn't think to do when I was puppy-proofing my bedroom. And that was to strip my bed. I didn't figure that at the time a 20-pound puppy could strip a bed. But she did. Sheets, comforters, pillowcases, everything. In fact, one of her most prized stunts was she took this is a Tempur-Pedic pillow. This is a new one, not one that she ate. But as you can see, these pillows have a zipper. This is a zipper, and whenever you open up the zipper, it has the foam in it. She had taken a pillow out of the pillowcase, undid the zipper, and taken all the foam out, and had decorated my room with it. So I literally have a Tempur-Pedic pillow that has exploded in my room. I have covers everywhere. I have puppy prints everywhere. And the stuff I ran over with the door was poop. A rather large, not so puppy scaled sized pile of poop that I have now dug underneath the door and mashed into the carpet. And I couldn't do anything but just hysterically laugh and remind myself that this puppy is not ready to be out of her kennel. So I didn't know what to do because I wasn't ready to clean it up. I wasn't ready to look at it. I wasn't ready to deal with it. So I put Lily outside. And then I sat on my back porch and I smoked a half a pack of smokes and drank 3 or 4 glasses of wine at 6:30 in the morning and fought with myself about what I was going to do to this dog. This side of me said, kill the dog. And this side of me said, no, it's not the puppy's fault. And this side, no, kill the dog. Please, kill the dog. And this is, no, don't kill the dog. And then finally, while realistic Kara, you know, who was smoking and drinking wine, decided to come back in and say, you know, baby steps. 12 hours is not a baby step. That's a big step. So, it's better now. She still has a kennel, but she's, you know, out of it most of the time. She can be left alone for periods of time, you know, but she's 2 years old now, and the only thing she does is sleep all day and wait for the doorbell to ring, in which Freddy Krueger is at the house and off to kill us. So that's my story. Trial and error, and it is what it is. I'm a pro at raising dogs.